As much as we all like to rip on men, this is time to take some accountability.
Because as we saw earlier,
who are we calling a scumbag? I missed that portion.
Well, he said when you're a scumbag, sometimes if somebody is a scumbag, you should go in on them, right?
The ones that took him out? Is that who were?
No.
Oh, just in general.
Just in general. Like if someone is a scumbag, you need to handle them. I'm not talking specifically about Charlie Kirk. I'm just saying, like,
bro, what do we do with criminals?
The statement was made, like, if someone's a scumbag, we should be able to talk to them, whatever. Well, we just had disagreement, and I know we disagreed on a lot, but it was very respectful disagreement, right? But what is to stop someone from calling you a scumbag because you disagree with them? Like
they do. They go even beyond. Look at what they did to Charlie Kirk. He's a fascist. He's an authoritarian. He's a sexist. He's a racist. He's a Nazi. Hold on.
He said some very racist things, though.
You sure about that?
Posthumously,
okay,
though?
like what? Hold on. No, hold on.
Oh, here it comes. More incorrect statements taken out of context. What does she have for us today?
Yeah, I said some very racist things.
What did he say? What did Charlie Kirk say that was racist?
There was a few.
One thing that white people and black people have different biologically.
Don't change the question of this. Like DNA-wise, we are different.
No, we're not. That's a lie. It has been disproven. Front page of National Geographic 6 months ago. Racism created by society. If you look at DNA independently in a science laboratory, they cannot distinguish between a black person or a white person if they look at just the DNA, because the only difference is the melanin. It has been disproven. Race is a social construct that I want to break out of.
Probably for the sake of myself, I really do appreciate the ability to debate with you, man.
I want you to think about what I asked you.
Okay, you mind if I have a hat?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Great points. I would say that I am with you for the idea of a colorblind society. I think it's a bit of a farce to say that colorblind society is something we should aspire to, but I think it's a farce to think that it doesn't exist, that race doesn't play a factor. I totally agree.
Okay. Yeah, you're black, but it doesn't matter. It's not the most important thing. Instead, it's, are you a good person? How do you act? How do you treat other people? Are you a Christian? Like, what is your worldview? I want to get back to that. Of course, we're still going to see differences, but I want to de-emphasize them to a place where we look at each other as fellow human beings and fellow American citizens. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, can I get a hat from my buddy? Can I get a hat from my buddy?
Thank you, man. Thank you, guys.
Thankfully, I was raised away from all that, 2 loving parents.
And that's the greatest thing that you are, one of the, if not the greatest. And that's my hope for every child, black, white, or Asian, to have 2 parents. That is a ticket to success. Please continue. But here's something I will encourage you to do as a Christian. Care less about people's shared racial experience and look at them instead of just as their soul as God made them. We should try to strive towards a blinder race nation, not one that talks about skin color all the time.
I agree 100%.
And I think, where's my brother up here? Where's my man? Look at him. You got to come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Get over the gate. Come over the gate. Look at this guy here. Look at this. Yeah. Right to the mic.
You stand for me, we good.
Wait, I only stand up for white. Is that a white man? Can you look at him, please? Look at him. Is that a white man? Is that a white man? You said I only stand up for white men. He's got dreads. Instead of just looking at everything in the past that's wrong and bad through a victim lens, say, you know what?
It's still going on. Okay.
One sec. Say, you know what? I'm an American, and I'm going to use my mental energy to say, despite all of that, I get to succeed and flourish and prosper as a black American at the University of Tennessee. You are a living embodiment, Gigi, that you can still succeed as a black individual. Because I look at you not as a black guy, but as a human being made in the image of God, and I want to know what you bring to the table. Are you good at the job?
But
give me one.
The biggest thing was talking about affirmative action and referencing Michelle Obama and Ketanji Brown, and there was one more person, and he said that they don't have the brain capacity to think in that way.
Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
But I rise today as a clear recipient of affirmative action, and particularly in higher education. I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color, but I can declare that I did not graduate on affirmative action. This is my personal story.
I hear because of action affirmative. She can't even say that. We know. It's very obvious to us that you were not smart enough to be able to get in on your own. I couldn't make it on my own, so I needed to take opportunities from someone more deserving. You know, this is how arrogant Joy Reid and Ketanji Brown Jackson and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee are. They're so narcissistic, they think this is persuasive. They think we're like, oh, of course. That's why we need affirmative action, because you have impressed us with your brilliance. Of course. Oh no, imagine the world without Joy Reid. Imagine the world without Sheila Jackson Lee or Michelle Obama or Ketanji Brown Jackson. They think this is persuasive. They think as they kind of now reveal that I'm only here because of anti-white, anti-Asian forced discrimination policies that turned me into a bitter, resentful activist that hates white people, honestly, through.
So he's racist because he said 4 individual black women were dumb. Lady, get out of your feelings for a second and critically think. Nowhere in his statement did he say all black women, okay? And you know this.
And that, now, don't get me wrong, because I'm speaking.
Why isn't that a sexist statement?
But I'm
no.
It could be, but he was saying it in the context of them being black, not them being women. So if it was about them being women, then it would be a sexist.
He was referencing DEI. He wasn't saying that black people were not qualified for that position. He was saying that those women were too stupid to be in that position. So they must be DEI picks. Let's get the facts straight.
The words came out of his mouth. The words came out of his mouth in essence, because these people are black, they are stupid. Because, for example, like I could say they're Democrats. Why can't it just be like he thought they were stupid because they're Democrats?
Because that wasn't what they were talking about. They were talking specifically about affirmative action and them getting in and taking a white person's spot. Because they don't have the brain power to do that otherwise. He literally said that. And that's not a word for word quote, but that was a racist thing. Now, I am speaking as someone who is very inspired by Charlie Kirk and how he spoke faithfully, and how he spoke boldly.
It's the DEI hire.
It's the DEI hire.
And this is the danger of misinformation. When you base your whole opinion on someone from a random clip you saw online of them. Always seek full context to get the clearest picture.
Find the clip.
Just look up
now,
Kirk DEI.
And I think that's the thing, is we have to understand that this is not a one-sided discussion. This is a nuanced discussion. And there are certain things that you can disagree with someone about and that you can agree with someone about. I disagreed with his stance on the video that I'm referencing. Disagreed with that. But as a Christian woman, I love the fact that he is pro-family and pro-biblical family. I love the fact that he is anti-abortion. I love the fact that he goes by a biblical standard on certain things. But other things, I cannot agree with him on. I think what was the
racist thing he said? Like, what did he actually?
Well, I mean, we can find the clip if you want, but to imply that somebody is there because they take a white person's spot because they do not have the brain power to be there otherwise is crazy. And especially as an athlete who is a black woman who went to a predominantly white and very predominant school like Vanderbilt. And was intelligent enough to be there and succeed there, like that'd be crazy for someone to say, oh, well, she can't be there. Like she's the diversity hire there or whatever. Like that'd be wild. Or she doesn't have the brain power or the brain capacity to exist in those spaces.
I saw a young Black gentleman on TikTok talking about how Charlie had reached out to him years ago. It was on TikTok. It was on a different social media platform, and I said, you'd be great in our cause and this, that, and the other. And the young man said, I don't have the money to get to this, whatever the conference was. And Charlie said, we have scholarships available. So this young Black man who's now like an older
Black. I
Black.
have to interrupt.
Log Paladins donated $1,000. If you wanted someone to deliver their message in a kind and considerate manner, you shouldn't have killed Charlie Kirk.
Hey, just forget it, Nick. I'm just going to
they
move
killed
on.
him because of it, because he was effective.
I didn't mean to interrupt you there with the champagne. Do you want to finish your thought?
It was just the fact that I was buying into because of her rhetoric with telling me what her thoughts were on Charlie. And we were at vastly different vantage points here, opinion points. But I saw this young Black man on TikTok talking about how Charlie reached out and made things happen. And because of that opportunity where Charlie said he had this scholarship, he changed this man's life. Now, I only saw one thing, and I did see that they were calling him the Black Malcolm X. And I had to explain to my 14-year-old, well, during the civil rights movement and the Jim Crow movement, we had the loss of Malcolm X. We had the loss of Martin Luther King Jr. We had the loss of Medgar Evers. And Charlie, like I'm trying to explain to her the trajectory of what happens when people are trying to bridge the gap and stand up. So anyway, there were a bunch of people on TikTok, but maybe they're isolated incidents. I don't know. But I didn't see the racism.
Well, Candace Owens, is one of his best friends, and she happens to be Black, and
Did she say that too?
So no, and I'm not saying that.
Really quick, it says he said they got the position because they were Black but didn't have the skills. He did not say they didn't have the skills because they are Black. Not the same thing.
My point exactly. Either she couldn't comprehend the clip she was watching, or she got triggered when she heard the words Black woman.
According to that guy, I don't know.
Yeah, but he referenced the fact that they don't have the brain capacity.
Yeah, as an individual, not a collective. One of the Black women he was talking about couldn't even answer what is a woman.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
The meaning of the word woman is so unclear and controversial that you can't give me a definition?
Senator, in my work as a judge, what I do is I address disputes. If there's a dispute about a definition, people make arguments, and I look at the law and I decide.
Well,
so I'm not.
The fact that you can't give me a straight answer about something as fundamental as what a woman is underscores the dangers of the kind of progressive education that we are hearing about.
You ain't lying. So regardless, I'm not saying that he is a horrible person and he he hated Black people and all of those things. I'm saying that there are certain things that he said that were problematic to a certain.
She said that to me too.
To certain people, right? And the way he said it at times does not help those specific people like and respect him. Now, because I also have the identity of a Black woman, and I have the identity of a Christian. And so in my identity as a Black woman, his statement in that video was very disturbing.
You serious?
It was very off-putting as that person. In my identity as a Christian, though, I respect him for a lot of reasons, for his boldness in sharing his faith and for his stand on issues that are not popular to speak about, right? And so I am torn in those two identities, but because I have prioritized my Christian identity over my Black identity, because that's what the Bible calls me to do, then I can look at him, I can revere him, I can look up to him, but that doesn't mean I forget the other ways that he is problematic to me and people like me.
You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
That's what I call a chain reaction.
Manifest my own destiny. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The perfect recipe. May they remember me. My words will live on. I'm guided by your energy, your flame. Hold it close to you. Check out my melodies.
It's the media that's been leading you. I'll show you a thing. Misdirection was the message. They don't want you to win.
As much as we all like to rip on men, this is time to take some accountability.